Hi guys, what is up? It's Alex here in the F1 2012 career mode video. Now we are at Sauber once again at Spa in Belgium. Now this time I think we qualified 12th on the grid, so that wasn't actually too bad, and we actually showed that we had a bit of pace in the Sauber for once, and then we actually had the pace to do half decent in this race and probably score some good points. So here we are on the grid, 12th position behind Schumacher and Maldonado. We're going to use as much curves as possible. We're going to try and come across Schumacher but not Grosjean him and into the wall and make a huge crash at turn 1. But turn 1 is a little bit sloppy if I'm totally honest. I do go in a bit deep and hit Rosberg, and yeah, I do get up to 5th position, but it was a little bit sloppy. I did hit Rosberg, and yeah, but it's good for me and Kobayashi. Kobayashi's up to 6th position. I'm in 5th, so that's pretty good for the Sauber team after the first couple of corners. Throw Rouge, quite good through there, pretty much keeping it flat, and then in front of us we've got the two Red Bulls going side by side. Mark Webber has got the better sort of toe, the actual setup better, and he's got past Vettel. Vettel's got it a bit wrong, he's going all over the place. Now I slip it down the inside of Mark Webber. Mark Webber tries to move across, but I leave him space and get up to 3rd position, so what a crazy first lap. So yeah, pretty crazy way to start off the race in my Sauber, but it was a pretty good race for Sauber at Spa, if you do remember, in terms of qualifying at least, but they were taken out by Grosjean, both of them in the race. So I definitely have got the car underneath me to catch these two guys in front of me. Alonso and Button both putting in pretty good performances here, and they seem to be going quite quick, and I probably can maybe catch up to them. I think I put it into the fast view mode any second now, or maybe have already, but getting a couple of corners wrong here which really lost me a bit of time on them, so it doesn't look very likely that I will catch these drivers by the end of the race or the stint, but I will try my best and try and do the best I possibly can to get near them. But if I can't, I'll put it back down to the normal fuel mode and try and get them nearer to the end of the race. So coming into the last sector now, I think there's about a 1.3 second gap to Alonso in front of us, and Mark Webber is about 5 tenths behind us, so it's going to be a close one going into these couple of laps. Maybe we can keep Mark Webber off, but that's going to be definitely hard because he's a fast driver and he's got a fast car underneath him. So Alonso is really on the back of Jensen Button here, and they're probably going to go for a move down the inside, and you can see on your screens right now he's trying to go all over the place, trying to get back through the sort of pass and go for the move, but I'm getting it pretty much perfect through the bus stop chicane there, gaining a lot of time. They were very slow as well, which really helped me that in circumstances. So yeah, we got a sub 2 minute first lap, which obviously we had to do the start and everything, but we go down the inside. Fernando Alonso into turn 1, he leaves the space, so we just go for it. Now we got Jensen Button right in front of us, and Alonso probably going to get the slipstream from behind, but we probably can get the slipstream from Button too. So this is an absolutely crazy second lap as well. I don't normally keep up with these guys, so this is actually just sort of a circumstance where I'm pulling together with the car and we're having a good race. Now I've used up all my curves getting in the slipstream of Button. He's bottoming out on the straight, his car's going everywhere, sparks coming out. We've set the fastest first sector of the race. We go around the outside of Button, and wow, what a crazy first couple of laps there. But now we'll move on to the next lap, lap 3, and Jensen Button is going to have the DRS, but we have got Kers, but we have switched it down to the slow fuel mixture now that we have got in front of them, and I'm going to try and keep in front. I'm going to try and just brake a little bit later. Jensen Button trying to go for on the outside, but luckily he doesn't get the move done. Now moving to the next lap, and Alonso's got us around the outside at turn 1, and we're going to try and defend the best we can. Throw Rouge, this is going to be side by side action. Me and Alonso going Throw Rouge pretty much side by side for the whole of it. Absolutely crazy how he didn't crash and I didn't crash, but that was pretty skillful driving from both of us that we didn't both spin off into the barriers. So now into lap 5, or onto lap 5 near the end of the lap. Kobayashi putting in an absolutely crazy couple of corners and the last lap or so, and he's moved up to 2nd position in front of Mark Webber, and I'm really slowing people down now with the slow fuel mode, but when I do come out of the pit stops I will have fast fuel mode until the end of the race, so that's going to be good. So I did get those positions at the start of the race by putting it to the fast fuel mode, but putting it into the slow fuel mode actually got me some fuel back, so now I'm going to have fuel towards the end of the race and actually probably going to have too much. So coming through the pit lane right now, lots of cars not pitting. Kobayashi leads the race, and you can see there the Force India garage as well as the Williams garage in front of us putting the tyres on. A pretty decent pit stop, but we have to wait for Maldonado in the garage in front of us. A 4.7 stop, lost at least 1.7, and we probably got even slower there because we did get slower at Toro Rosso. Now putting it into the fast fuel mix, and we'll see what happens towards the end of the lap. We can see there we're in 10th positions. That's where he came out of the pit stop. Look at all the cars going to the pits in front of us. What can we do about this? Well, coming through the bus stop chicane, we're going to try and do our best to not mess this up and lose a lot of time, but we come out of the corner doing a pretty decent lap time. It wasn't really, it wasn't really great, but it wasn't scruffy. And you can see in the pits there, Kamui Kobayashi's coming out, now going to turn 1, and getting it pretty much alright going to turn 1. And then look at that, there's Kamui Kobayashi side by side at the pit lane, but obviously I had the fresher tyres, or the better tyres, because they're warmed up, and also we had to take the pit limiter off, and he's coming out of a bit of a tricky pit lane. So what a crazy first couple of laps of the race, and we're not really near the start of the race really if we think about it. We're on lap 7 now, and it's absolutely crazy what has been happening. Now going down the long straight in the back straight, and we're using up all the rest of our curves, and we're setting some decent sort of sectors here, but it's not fastest at the moment, but we're going to try and do our best to get fastest towards the end of the race. And this was just an absolutely crazy race. I didn't think it would turn out like this, but it certainly showed that the Sauber was the car that was on the pace this time, and it certainly showed that the car was going good. And you can see there, going on to lap 10, and we set a fastest lap of the race there. We did a 52.9 I think it is. So now we're going to try and go for another fastest lap and see what happens here. So we used a bit of curves out of turn 1 and going through Rouge any second. Now we've actually built up an 8-second gap to Kobayashi, because we've been in the fast fuel mix every second we have been out of the pit lane. Now coming through the little sort of down the back straight, even using the curves in the sort of the end section of the gearing, so hopefully that helps us out a little bit here. Hitting the limiter, we're going into this corner, and yeah, it's alright. We've got our fastest first sector there, and 5/10 up on our pace, which was our last lap time. But now we've got to string together quite a couple of sort of tricky corners where it's going to be hard to get them right, and I'm going to try and turn off the racing line in the next sort of series, or the next sort of season, and I'll also turn off ABS once again. And I thought I'd put it back on because it was sort of ruining my races, and I've decided I'd rather go and get into a big team and then challenge myself than being in a slow team and then challenge myself, and it being pretty boring, me going around in 18th position. So here we are in first position in the Sauber. I didn't think I'd ever be saying this in this career mode walkthrough, and I doubt it will ever happen again, but we'll see what happens. It might, something crazy might happen that might mean we get another place sort of this crazy. Yeah, we're coming through now to the sort of third sector of the lap. We're actually 7/10 up on our fastest pace now, so this is going really good, and really good pace from the Sauber at the moment. Really enjoying the Sauber in comparison to the Toro Rosso. The Toro Rosso had literally no grip in comparison to the Sauber, and the Sauber is definitely a good half a second, 7/10 of a second faster than the Toro Rosso. So definitely a logical move, and you can actually change at the end of the season as well. So I'll be saying a big thanks to Toro Rosso and Sauber helping my first year in Formula 1. But it's I'm gonna have to move on to bigger and better things. Hopefully at the end of the season, hopefully an offer from Mercedes or Lotus will propel our sort of championship. And yeah, we set a fastest lap on lap 10, but lap 11 wasn't so eventful, so we'll skip to the end of that one. Now coming through the last couple of corners, and yeah, that is going to conclude the race. 11 laps of Spa, some of the craziest laps of Spa that I've ever seen. An absolutely amazing race. Really enjoyed it, and obviously it's great for Sauber, a 1-2 in this race at Spa. So yeah guys, hopefully you all enjoyed this video. I definitely enjoyed racing and making it. They're always enjoyable to make these career modes ones, because there's something crazy that happens. But look at that, Sauber pretty much dominating this race, but not the qualifying. They didn't seem to dominate that. But yeah, you can see the championship standings there. We've actually moved up a position, but that's only because of the win, and I expect in the next couple of races we'll move down probably about 6th or 7th in the next couple of races. So yeah, thank you all for watching guys. I really appreciate it. And yeah, there's going to be 2 sort of episodes of the career mode next year, every single week. Hopefully we're going to have 2 episodes of the career mode up, as it does seem to be the most popular series. So yeah, thank you all for watching guys. I really appreciate you all watching and everything, and it's great to have this win from Sauber, and hopefully we can move on to bigger and better things in the next coming years of our career on F1 2012. So Sauber, very happy. I'm happy. Thank you for watching. It's been Alex, and I'm out here. Bye.